our threat brief for today is the Su-25, which we're going to really anchor on Shanghai's knowledge. Douglas.
Yes, sir.
You're up.
I chose a different article than the one you sent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Around his helmet.
This one compares them directly, and I didn't know enough about both airplanes to do that without help.
The punctuation is pretty bad in this article, Douglas. Look, they don't capitalize the Su, the A, the Su. They've got one S capitalized on this. Are you sure this is not propaganda?
Could be. The big differences are in the weight that the aircraft will carry. The A-10 carries a lot more than a SU-25. The A-10 has more range, more altitude, but the SU-25 is faster and more maneuverable. A-10 is more heavily armored and armed. The SU-25 is more maneuverable, which they claim in some articles makes up for the armor in terms of survivability, more difficult to hit. The A-10 has the gun.
Yeah.
1,300.
What's the Su-25 have? Is it a little 25
for that?
It has
23 millimeter.
Up to 4 guns actually. It carries 30 millimeter pods, and then it has 2 internal. It has up to 4 guns. So not a huge. I don't remember the numbers, but not huge amounts of rounds. I mean, A-10's carrying 1,170 rounds. So, by the way, the F-35 carries 182. I think it is. No, I'm not kidding. It's 182. And it
pew pew.
It's a single shot. It's just
25 millimeter. It's like 6 seconds actually of trigger pull on that thing, but something like that. But anyway, yeah, you know the Frogfoot is a very formidable airplane. It's one of those Soviet era Russian airplanes that was built really well. It's lasted a long time. Used significantly, but if you've seen some of the videos of these things, and I'm not talking DCS videos of these things flying in Ukraine. These things flying in Ukraine, they are like below the treetop levels, man. They are scooting along like at 25, 50 feet above the ground. It's crazy. So yeah, they are faster than the A-10 for sure. More maneuverable, I'd say, in terms of like sustained turn rate, certainly, but they've still got those long, fairly straight wings as well. So they're not going to hold turn, with an F-16 or anything. But yeah, initially they're going to maybe turn, sustain a turn a little bit more. But nobody's going to beat the A-10 in terms of a turning radius. It turns around on a horseshoe. Yeah. But at one time, you got to be going downhill. But it's a good airplane. I mean, it's a sturdy airplane. Dependable, easy to maintain the field. It can do landings on unimproved surfaces, all of the A-10. Darn good airplane, man. I mean, it really is.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this is almost a weapon school there brief. That's awesome. The Su-25 is the free one in DCS. So if you want to go play that, Gonky, next time you go fly, you'll be in that. The biggest thing, what I wanted to talk about is just in these low intensity conflicts, which one will you see used more? And obviously, the A-10 is going away. So I think we'll still see the Su-25 and whether they upgrade them or not. Do they have any glass cockpit versions at this time? You guys know?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. No. I know they're still, they're not modernizing them like, we were trying to do, but Gonky, got anything on it?
No, I don't have any experience with it other than it's a purpose-built airplane like the A-10, so it's going to be good at what it does.
Yeah.
It's not armored. It's not armored like the A-10. It can't take the punishment the A-10 can take. But look at something. It's a good point. Movie. You look at something like Ukraine, and they're using their attack helicopters. The Russians are. They're using their frog feet.
Yeah. What is the plural of a frog foot? Frog feet?
Frog foot, I think, is maybe,
frog's feet.
Frog feet. I think it's just frog foot. They're using frog foots. No, frog feet. I don't know. Whatever. Obviously, there's a whole different name for it in Russian, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they're using them. They're using them pretty extensively. A lot more than more modern fighters, and because it's an environment where you can get in, go low and sneak in and around and make quick attacks and against troops and artillery and things like that, and get on back out of there. So yeah, they're but man, they're flying low. Holy crap!
But they are faster, right? I mean, it is a faster low-level aircraft than the A-10.
Probably. I mean, a good 80 to 100 knots in just terms of low altitude, straight and level cruising speed.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's good when you need to get in and get out, but does it have the loiter capability?
It does not have the loiter capability of the A-10. It doesn't have the visibility of the A-10 out of the cockpit either. And
that's crazy. Yeah.
And in terms of a thrust to weight, similar in terms of like it does carry a big and a wide variety of ordnance, but so it's a very, very capable as alternative to like an A-10, and the Russians built them in large numbers. They're very sturdy, pretty simple, and I think it's kind of an airplane, kind of like the A-10C with the targeting stuff. It's cool and all, but I mean, really, give me the A-10A. Really, I mean, not just because of nostalgia, but not just because of nostalgia, but back to my point of like having that week 2, week 3 aircraft for the right mission is you want basic, you want easily maintained, you don't want a lot of cosmic systems, and I mean, okay, I will say I like the low altitude safety and targeting enhancement, the LASTI that we had on the A's, that they gave us the CCIP and a lead computing gun sight for air to air, but man, my world, we're just dialing mills, man.
I had Jerry on the podcast last night, and he's talking about running mills in an F-105, and I'm like, oh my God, that's an emergency.
Exactly what we did in the A-10, always.
Yeah, that's crazy. Awesome. Well, thanks for the threat brief.